out of work was horrible. It was just, I was bitter. It was not a good time. It affected my family tremendously because my husband has medical issues and was out of work. My income was the only income, and it was cut dramatically.
I've been looking for work for probably about 12 months or better, just prior to, and actually was getting to the point where I was darn near willing to take a job at McDonald's because I couldn't find anything. I haven't been out of work since 1978. That didn't really feel too good, you know, because I've always been used to working ever since I was 14 and never been without work. So being without work, I got bored real quick and basically got on money and didn't know what I was going to do. So it was getting pretty rough.
Worked in the manufacturing industry, specifically the auto industry. Our plant was shut down and the jobs were moved to Mexico. For the first time in my life, I was laid off and on unemployment. I've never not had a job, so being unemployed for the first time in my life and being on unemployment was a little scary, to be honest. I was used to living at a certain type of income, certain level of income, but unemployment just barely covered the bills, and I was concerned with the job market being the way it is, that my unemployment would run out and then my situation would be even more dire. I was worried about losing the house or at the very least my car. It was kind of a lesson in humility that I would be on unemployment with a resume like I have, and then I realized that, you know, the situation is dire for a lot of people.
With economic development coming in, workforce development, the One Stop, as well as Clark State, we were able to gather with the curriculum designed by Clark State, put together and produce a nimble workforce that Code Blue wanted. Clark State then also went back and designed the curriculum so that going through each module of the program or the instruction, individuals came out with a national certification. And for those individuals that went through, but maybe they were not the best match for Code Blue, we were still going to be able to help place them with some other companies we were working with in Springfield. So there was no one that was going to fail or not be considered for employment. But I think the key with Clark State is that they really did their homework when they were in Eau Claire. They came back and they put the curriculum together to meet the employer's need, to meet the need of Code Blue. The HR responsibility of the WorkPlus One Stop Center was to recruit and identify likely candidates using a variety of pre-screening tools. This included weekly informational sessions. It also included a career exploration, a one-on-one with the individual. We also reviewed all the resumes. We conducted phone interviews and also the assessments. The purpose of this was to make sure that the candidates at least had some basic requirements for the claims specialist position that was open with Code Blue. And then what we did was we narrowed that pool or the selection to a manageable number of promising applicants, and then they were also then referred to the Code Blue hiring managers.
I actually considered leaving Springfield. This job definitely kept my family in Springfield. Bringing home that first paycheck, there's nothing like it. There's absolutely nothing like it. And to know that, you know, I'm going to work every day and being able to provide for my family. I have health insurance now. I didn't have that.
Clark State went to such great lengths to make sure that we were prepared for Code Blue, and then Code Blue took over and again went to great lengths to make sure that, you know, we were comfortable with our jobs and our knowledge before we took our first phone call. I've never seen that.
I didn't have any experience in the insurance field, period, none at all. You know, if it wasn't for Clark State, then I would have never learned what I did and be able to do what I do. It just gives you the gumption. I wouldn't know how better to explain that, the want to, the will, the confidence. And it all comes from the training I went through, it comes from the people I work with, it comes from upper management, it comes from Clark State, it comes from Work Plus. It's just from point A to point B, from start to finish. They've just built my confidence in where this place is going. And if it hadn't been them, I wouldn't have the confidence I got. You couldn't ask for a better job, you couldn't ask for better people to teach you, to learn from, to treat you like a person.